I'm Ron Drotos, and welcome to my Journey Through the Real Book, number 61. This is Cherokee by Ray Noble. Ray Noble was a very famous band leader and pianist in the 1930s, the swing era. He wrote this tune in 1938, and you can see Ray Noble in an old movie called The Pride of the Yankees, about the New York Yankees baseball player Lou Gehrig. And there's a ballroom scene where they pan across the band and the bandstand, the stage, and you see Ray Noble playing the piano. Everybody watching the movie at that time would have instantly known who that was because he was very famous. Oh, there's Ray Noble, okay. And then go back to the Lou Gehrig story. It's a great movie, old-time New York and baseball. So Cherokee cleared up a mystery for me that hopefully it'll clear up a mystery that you might know about or might not, or if you ever heard a tune called KoKo by Charlie Parker. It was recorded at his first recording session. It's a fast bebop tune. And when I first heard it as a teenager, it's from the mid to, like 1946, somewhere around there. It just sounds, to me, it sounded kind of strange and fascinating, but really weird. Like it's just this fast bebop line in unison, just sort of crazy, and then this drum thing, and then they just go right into the solos, and the solos are for the chords of Cherokee. That's popularly known, that's famous. But I couldn't figure out, like there's no real melody, not even by bebop standards with these great catchy melodies, like confirmation. No melody to it. How would somebody conceive of that at that time? Or it just was so out of the box. There was no box, and I couldn't figure out anything about it. Well, the mystery was solved years later, decades later for me, when they released the alternate takes from that session. What happened was, Charlie Parker loved the tune Cherokee. Growing up in Kansas City, he didn't have, there were no bebop tunes written because he didn't write them yet, and other people, it wasn't invented, bebop really, but he was leaning towards there. And this is a fast song, he liked playing fast. And after a few years of practicing many hours a day, he practiced like 12 to 15 hours a day for a few years, he became one of the first jazz musicians to become fluent in playing in all 12 keys. So he really liked the bridge of Cherokee because it goes to the key of B, and then A, then G, and then works its way back to the home tonic key of B flat. And he loved playing this because maybe, challenged him in a certain way. Also, the early beboppers liked playing this because not everybody could do it. So if somebody wanted to sit in and they wanted to stay on the bandstand playing their new tunes, they say, oh yeah, let's play Cherokee. And the person might be like, oh, well, I don't think so, and go sit back down. At first, they tried to, they was a small club, and you had to really know your stuff to break into that club at the very beginning. So what happened was, when he got his own first recording session as a leader, what a natural tune to bring with Cherokee. So he wrote a new introduction to it, which was that fast bebop thing on the sax I was just referring to. And then they go into, you can hear this on the alternate take, around that point, the engineer, the producer, whoever in the control room goes, nope, stop, and they stop. And then the tape goes blank. And what happened was, he had said, you can't do that. We don't want to pay the royalties to Ray Noble. We want the royalties to us. And Charlie Parker probably readily agreed, He got more money that way, and also he probably didn't have a lot of choice. So what we have is a great recording of a, quote, tune called KoKo, but it's not even a tune. It was really the introduction and a little interlude to Cherokee. So there we go, mystery solved. It wasn't this formless, massive, mound of, whatever, a blob of music. It was actually structured around a classic tune. So Cherokee's usually played very fast. So the key is to get into a flow. It's not to just try to, if you're 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. See this easy flow? I don't even have to play fast. If I want, I can, right? But it's all within this flow. It comes out of this simple flow. That's the key to playing something like this. So, fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. was fun. You know, I started out with kind of that vamp. I find that a lot of the great jazz pianists really, when they played solo, they really had a concept. And that's a way to sort of get into the tune and bring your own concept to it by starting with some sort of little groove or something like that, rather than just, okay, I've got my A and B voicings in this hand and I'm going to play melody in that one. So it lets you learn a tune or play a tune on your own terms. It's a very important thing. Thanks for being here. If you want to learn how to do that or take your playing to any direction you want, I'd love to be the one to help you. You can check me out at keyboardimprov.com. I've got a whole video course. I give personal guidance, or you can study with me on the internet via Skype. Love to help you any way I can. And thanks. I really appreciate you watching this, and good luck with your playing.